This is Ash from Cascade Fiberworks, and today is day 4 of Vlogmas. And today we're going to be putting together this cute and adorable Bulbasaur. As a millennial, I grew up with Pokemon. Like, I definitely collected the Pokemon cards. I went to Burger King and I got all of the gold-plated, Pokeball cards and everything. And I even went to the movie theaters and got the holographic Mew card whenever the Pokemon movie first hit theaters. So I'm super, super stoked to finally finish this beautiful Bulbasaur. Alright, and so you can see that we have a bunch of pieces here. First off, we had the pattern from Crochetbykittengrll, and ultimately I had to kind of eyeball these felt eyes here, but I already glued them on and I think they came out pretty cute. What do you think? And so we have this head, we have the base, and then we have some little thighs and back feet and ears, and I went ahead and cut out some little felt pieces for the spots, and here's our bulb as well. And so it's going to be a minute, but I think we're going to get it accomplished today. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the head to the body, and then I think I'm going to go ahead with the ears after that, and then fill in the bottom part.
Tell them who made your hat.
And if you can see this adorable hat that I'm wearing, my wife, aka Sheila, the other part of this fiber duo, actually knitted me this hat last year. It was one of her first knit hats, and I absolutely love it because it's loose fit. The ribbing around it is really nice around my ears, and I just absolutely adore it. Stuff it. We got a head on. Yeah. Pretty excited. He's looking so cute. Alright, so next we're going to do the little ears. Doop. Alright. So me and my wife are actually currently rewatching all of the Pokemon series. She actually never watched it as a child, so it's kind of a fun thing to watch it together. We're currently on Orange Islands, and we did skip ahead a little bit and watch the movie that's filmed like next to or during the time that Orange Islands is also being shot, and so we kind of saw that movie before Tracy really got introduced into it. But I'm really excited to see how it goes, and to see what ultimately her favorite Pokemon will be later on down the road after she sees all the cool Eevee evolutions. And we just saw Lugia, and I love the song that Lugia plays in the movie itself. And I mean, like, who doesn't love the legendary Pokemon, like Moltres is super cool. We actually just got done watching, because we're in Orange Island now, so we just got done watching the Indigo League, and it was so weird to see Ash not win, and then his friend didn't win either, and it was just like so weird. But it was also kind of a cool way to like show and teach how to be a good loser and how to have proper sportsmanship. And I always kind of felt like Pokemon had that underlining moral to the story at the end of each episode, which was always kind of really wholesome, and I really dug it. What's your favorite kind of Pokemon or episode of Pokemon, or even maybe a movie? Alright, so you can see Bulbasaur now has ears.
Looks a lot more like Bulbasaur.
Looks a lot more like Bulbasaur, exactly. And so now the next piece is going to be little thighs, which will go back here. And then ultimately, after we put that one on, then we'll put the foot on, and it'll look like he's just taking a little seat. So as I'm sewing this on, I guess I'm going to talk about Pokemon games themselves. I am super like vintage whenever it comes to games. I stopped getting new systems after PS2, and whenever I became an adult, I actually went and got my own PS2 and a Nintendo 64, and I actually have Pokemon Battle Stadium and the second one as well, and we love to play it, but it's like one of those old games that you can just kind of like guess who's going to win at the beginning of it just by how the algorithm of the game is going. But I absolutely love the mini games, like whenever you have to keep pressing the Magikarp button to get it go up in the air and stuff, and the Lickitung whenever they have to eat the most dishes. I think that's super fun. I never got involved in any of the Game Boy or Game Boy Advance games. My brothers had Ruby, Gold, Silver, and Sapphire, I think. And they were glued to it. They always had like the mission to actually play the entire game through like first sitting, so that they could say that they actually beat the game before all their friends did. And but I just kind of watched that overall. Do you have a favorite Pokemon game? All right, so we can see that our Bulbasaur is almost all the way done. I love it, actually. Look at how he sits. Super cute. So now we just have the bulb and then a lot of gluing. So stay tuned. And if you guys missed it yesterday, Sheila put together a Lady Rainicorn, and so now we have to figure out how to actually ship it, which is going to be really interesting because it's like 31 inches long, and we had to hunt around and see what kind of boxes were out there in the world that we might be able to use. There's a lot of stuff from like Uline, but ultimately I think we're gonna find something at UPS. They have like a 30-inch box, and I think we can kind of work with that since she's flexible. So stay tuned to see how that goes, because that'll be really interesting. And we got our new thermal printer, so that'd be really cool to kind of see work and go into action as well. Now we are to the final touches of our cute and adorable Bulbasaur. In the pattern it says just to cut random shapes for the spots, and so that's what I'm kind of doing now. It looks like, you know, the only one that we really identify with is like the 3 little spots on the top of his head, so everything else is kind of whatever. But this is what I got for placement so far. In the pattern they do sew them on individually with different colored threads, but that's a lot of sewing and I hate sewing already, so we're going to use our handy dandy glue gun. And I already have it all warmed up and everything, and unfortunately glue guns really suck too because you burn yourself. It's happened, we've done it. Yes, and Sheila's even like burnt some of her flesh off on her hand. She is anti-glue gun now. She will not play with glue guns. I am the one who plays with the glue gun. So we already got the eyes glued on, and we got all of our little patches cut out. So now it's the fun part, which is what I said, gluing it all on. So you can watch me do all of this, or we'll cut away at some point. One on, a billion more to go. See if we can do this without messing anything up. I do try to put a good amount of glue on there so that it doesn't peel away or it doesn't come off, because that sucks. I feel that hot glue sticks to plush yarn really, really well though. I do a lot of felt ties for like no safety eye baby toys. I've gotten a lot of requests about that from parents and stuff, or grandparents who are looking to get newborns plushies, but they're worried about the safety eyes. And although they are called safety eyes, things happen. And so I have absolutely no problem making items with felt eyes, and a lot of times I'll do two of each thing, one with felt eyes, one with safety eyes, so that they have options. And then we also like to separate them during markets so that people know that they are baby safe. What alternative eyes do other people use? Getting there, getting there. Whoop, whoop. Now we're moving on to the sides. I got these front ones done. I might have to go in with like a little bit of a popsicle stick or something just to get these edges a little bit more crisp. I don't want anyone like feeling the need to tear something off, you know, because some people be like that. We're finished! Yay! I absolutely am in love. Freaking perfect. I think the only thing I didn't really follow to the T was you're supposed to make a bulb piece, and then you're supposed to make these leaves that go around the bulb for more construction, but instead I tried to just go ahead and just do the leaves and then stuff it, but then it didn't have the structure it needed, so it kind of ended up looking more like a pumpkin, but I think it still passes. What do you think? Still looks good, right? Wow, I can't believe like this project took me forever. Like all the pieces, losing steam. I mean, like at one point I think we were at like a stitch count of like 102 on just the head. Okay, like a lot of times I'll try my hardest to look ahead at a pattern to, you know, scope it out, make sure it's something that I can actually do, but I didn't catch that, or else I probably would have used maybe a smaller yarn. But I did end up using just chenille and Burnett velvet for the bulb part, but ultimately I got this stuff at like the dollar store, and it was, you know, easy and accessible. This is one of the colors I'd never have a problem finding. But what do you think? I'm pretty excited about it. I may or may not make a Pikachu in the future. If you had a Pokemon suggestion for me to make, what do you think it would be? All right, well, thank you so much for watching our 4th Vlogmas, and stay tuned for tomorrow because we're going to be doing something even more fun and exciting.